Hello everyone and welcome back to our second episode on the new series of TerraTech, and this time things are looking a little bit different in this area. Found ourselves a trading station, we got a plane over here. This time we're in a proper world. We have not got the bugged out free trading stations, and you can see here our next objective is to purchase a tractor pad, which is how I remember it playing on the live stream that we did when we were checking out this new update. So I haven't had quite the same amount of luck finding resources as I did before. I've got a lot more weapons than I would like, as you can see here, and not enough batteries. We had quite a few batteries last time, didn't we? We also had 2 of these, although we brought it from the bugged out trading station. So now in this episode I can show you the trading station as it is supposed to be. So let's go over here and purchase a tractor pad, and it should appear at the top. Maybe not. Trying to remember how it works. Maybe you do have to scroll down to it. It did say tractor pad, right? Or did it mean thimble pad? Well, nothing else appears to be unlocked, so maybe it was a thimble pad. Definitely says tractor pad up the top there. Great. Attach the tractor pad to your... Have they renamed it, or am I being silly here? Let's just have another look. It wants me to get a delivery cannon now. It does say, thimble tractor pad. Okay, I just read thimble and that's all I hear. Okay, so here is the delivery cannon. You can see now the price, just 300. So much cheaper than it was before, and it wants us to attach this to our tech. And probably attach that to the front of it, right? So then we can go and destroy stuff and... Oh no, it wants us to take it to the solar generator. Fair enough, we'll do just that. And we can put it somewhere down the end here. You can see I've got one of those right angle brackets early on, although I don't think that unlocks it, 'cause this works different. So we're going to put you there, and it's going to give us a receiver. Awesome. What do you want me to do now? Do you want me to attach the receiver to the cannon? That's probably what you want me to do. We've got no message. Wants us to purchase a refinery from the trading station. So the refinery is now different. Let's open this thing up and buy that. It's a lot cheaper as well. There you go, that's the refinery. Where do you want us to do with that? We want us to put it on the solar generator. Fair enough. So we'll bring it around here. Just attach it there on the side, and it's chucking things down out of the sky. And we've got the conveyor and receiver here. So something to point out about the conveyor is they now have like arrows, and you can rotate them and stuff, which I haven't played around with yet. What's it want us to do? I think it's talking about the plane over there. So if we attach that there, maybe put this thing on the end, something like that. Right, and now we'll go blow something up and and see if we can get some resources. So this looks like just grassland rock. Sometimes that stuff actually drops, is it carbide? But one thing I've noticed, if you go around at night time, you can see like a lot of the materials on the rocks, because the colour stands out a lot at night. So let's pop over here. Oh, and drop those off on there. So now they're going to go through the refinery and then get into the delivery cannon, right? Or not, because they don't go into that sort of refinery. I'm not sure what's happening there. Okay, it seems it wants me to use this next, so I've attached the cab to the plane, and it wants me to turn the tech upright. There we go. Yes, that's right, let's get this thing moving. Let's hold down shift, and we're flying. Amazing. This is cool. We can check out the area quickly and have a quick look around. So over here you can see we've got some of the hills. This is a great place to get the yellow techs. So it's nice to know that they're nearby, but I don't see any spawning. There is something, however, down here to the left. Let's pull up. Let's not nosedive down into it. I couldn't see that as we were approaching. And actually, look. There you go. They're spawning in now. Don't shoot at me. Nope, don't do that. But there you go. So we got the plane, and I'm hoping now it'll tell us what our next objective is. Maybe we were just supposed to put something different into that refinery. I was thinking... that they've changed the way things work a little bit. They've changed how the blocks look as well. So can we do a good landing? The answer is yes. That was a very good landing. Awesome. And now we can drag our cab back to this thing, which is going to be a little bit awkward. We've also got an enemy just over there, so we've got to be extra cautious at the moment. Aha, look, it's doing something now. It just occurred to me that I learned that this thing now has an input and an output. So that's your input. It gets refined here. The output's there, and then it goes into the delivery cannon. It'd be interesting to see the timing on this. I think it can hold on to it before it has to go into the delivery cannon. So that's great. If we detach that thing, add that there and put the 2 conveyors, then we can hold like 6 items and drop them off. No, don't do that. just attach to the side. That'll be absolutely fine. There we go. Okay, so we've got a foe over there that I want to go take care of, but we should probably charge up our batteries first. Do we have a new objective now that we've done that? Because I don't see anything here updating. We've flown the plane. We now have a question mark again on this thing over here, so maybe approaching it will change it and tell us something about it. Are you going to let me buy anything? It looks like the shop is just normal now. Okay, so I think our objective now should be to get to the next level on our license, and we're going to do that by gathering some resources. You can get a little bit of XP that way, and also by fighting some bad guys. Alright, where's our XP at? I should have checked it before I dived in there. 1292. Okay, this guy gets destroyed in seconds. And what does it jump up to? It didn't change at all. Amazing. That's absolutely brilliant. That's something else I noticed when playing before. It's not always consistent, so I guess we're going to have to do this a bunch of times. Cool thing is now, though, can we drop you on there? We can. Look at that. This means we can take these things back and sell them as well, because we can drop them off at the trading station. So as long as we're going around, we're destroying stuff, that means we can start buying some blocks, upgrading our tech, and doing all of that cool stuff. Okay, we've got a little bit of a setup going on over here, and with how many of those have we got? Four of those to 5 of these seems to work really good for dropping off the materials when you come back. And already we've made 2,600 just in a couple of trips, so you can really get the money that you need easily in this game, which I like. It allows you to do a lot more in the early game, I think, with just buying stuff, rather than have to constantly, take out techs and salvage all the things from them, which can be really tedious because you've got to wade through loads of items and stuff like that. So I like this early game a lot more, and I think it'll be fun to stick with the GSO tech for a while. But I do just want to harvest something here. Is this just grassland? It is. I'd like to show you this thing in action, because I've set it up in a pattern that I've seen quite a lot. And let's just press B so those things... Whoa, don't do that. I think we're full. It's not good when it does that, is it? And now I can't move. That's odd. So eventually there I got unstuck, but anyway, let's drop off the items right here. If we drive all the way in, you can see it pretty much goes in one go. So what we got here is a diagonal setup. I only did a small one. We've got 2 delivery cannons, and you can see that our first refinery sort of rests up against the next one in a diagonal pattern, and this is something that I've seen a lot, so you can just continue extending it and then have all the conveyors go down the side here. Now you can see that there are little blue arrows on the conveyors. If we right click on those, they'll change the direction, which will actually mess up what we got going on here, because this one won't go into the refinery, and it actually went to the left there. That's interesting behaviour. But yeah, you can do that, and there might be something more advanced to this. I want to play around with that and put loads of them in a grid and see what happens, because as well as blue arrows, I've seen purple ones as well. But as of right now, we're kind of good. I could buy a bunch more stuff, we've got a load of money, but I think what I'd like to do is just continue with what we have right here. We're going to drop these off for now, because we're not going to do any more resource harvesting, and we're going to go and fight some bad guys and get our XP up. So for all of that I just harvested, I think we've got like 20 XP or something like that, not very much at all. So we're going to fight some techs, and hopefully we'll level up. As I say it though, I can't remember what we had before. I think our XP has actually gone up a lot. I'll have to go back and look at the video, because I've just noticed that the slider is almost at 3, so maybe 1 or 2 fights and we'll be able to get there. And I'm just going to roam around until we find an opponent. Somewhere behind these trees is a mean looking tech, and I'm hoping we can get the right angle on it. Let's turn. Let's move that camera. Oh, he's already shooting at us. That's kind of worrying. And this is good for us because we've got the shields. That thing looks really similar to me, although I guess it would because it's early game. And it's got some pound cannons which are doing some damage to us. If we ram this thing with our drills, we're going to do an immense amount of damage to it. That's something you don't see too often in these fights, is going right in there with the drills. Oh, and he was stuck for a second. That would have been perfect, but there you go. A lot of stuff is blowing up here. We've taken a fair amount of damage, as you can see, and I think we haven't lost anything at all, which is good. So we're going to salvage these parts, and we got like 10 XP from that, I do believe. That is not a lot. When I tested this before in the live stream, I'm pretty sure we got about 100 per fight, and it looks like we need to take a trip back as well. This thing over here is creeping close to our base, and it looks pretty mean, doesn't it? We're getting quite a lot of bigger ones now. It's no surprise, really. Actually, that is like an interesting looking design right there. Oh, and it is taking some damage quick. So much for the interesting design. That one's out of the game pretty quick. I think we just got ourselves an 8-pound cannon though, unless it blows up. Let's put this one in our healing bubble. Oh, and by the way, I don't know if I've ever done this on camera before, but when something starts flashing really fast and you drag it into your healing bubble, you can't actually save it, which is interesting to know. Okay, we have now attracted the boss because we have hit the experience that we need, and now we're going to do the boss battle, which I've done before. And when I did it before, it was actually quite easy because I went for the range game and just sort of sat back, which we might try and do again. As of right now, though, I'm going to look at maybe armouring ourselves up just a little bit more with some of these new weapons that we've got. Ah, there's the music. Perfect timing, I say. You can just about make out the harvest boss over there in the distance. However, that marker kind of obscures it a lot. But yes, we're ready to do the boss fight. I'm looking forward to this. When we did it on a live stream, it was really easy. We played a range game with it, and it didn't move at all. So if we have a look at our setup, we've got pound cannons now. These things at the back to sort of shoot out to the side, which I think are actually going to be useful if we get in a bad situation and something comes behind us and we're trying to turn away. That seems like a good angle to shoot with there. So I'm happy about that. And I've also taken the drills off of the front. So we've got 6 stud lasers and 5 coil, and that should do like some nice targeted damage. Now, the question is, can we play the range game again? I'm going to go over here to the left, or maybe not. Maybe I'm going to go to the right. Apparently we're now going to the right. We could even climb up that hill possibly and shoot down. It looks like we're just going to do it like this. Okay, so he's facing that way. That means we're currently side on. And there we go. Oh, it's seen us, it's coming for us, but we're playing the range game again. Can we hit it? Are we going to go over the top of it? It's based a lot on the surface that you're firing from. If you find the right slope, like we've found now, there we go. We're hitting it right in the back, and it's facing the wrong direction. And once again, it's all about the range game. Look at that. We are taking it right out. This is too easy. And I need to tilt to the left a little bit there. Now it's coming towards us, and now it's shooting. And we are still annihilating it, and it's doing nothing. Right, let's approach a little bit closer. So it may not be the most exciting thing, but it works. Why take the risk when you can sit back and do this, eh? And the whole thing just took some damage. Right, now I think we're going in for the kill, because it is falling apart, and there's only a little bit left. And something just rolled down the hill. Where did that come from? There we go. I reckon we're targeting the cab there. Is it dead yet? No. Something's still shooting on it as well. It looks like most of those blocks are sort of detached, but actually I don't think they are. So that was the easiest boss fight ever, and there we go. We got our grade 3 license, and we've been given some new things. We now got the free long block. I like that one. We've got the pound cannons, the 8-pound even though we've already got that on the back. That is the anchor, I do believe. You put it on the ground, the buzz light, and then the corner block. Yes, we've seen most of that before. The fabricator is going to allow us to craft more blocks, and if you remember at the end of last series we started to mess around with that a little bit, and we couldn't do too much with it. Well, this time, you know, the crafting recipes have been overhauled, and we should be able to make some cool stuff with that. However, buying is really cheap now, so, you know, I don't know if we're really going to use it that much, but it'll be cool to investigate, because it should actually work. Anyway, we're going to pick up some blocks here and take them back with us, because we can scrap this stuff. There's also a lot of weapons, and we want to hold on to those. So I'll pick all these things up and we'll go back to the base, and let's see just quickly, is there anything interesting here? We've got a couple of batteries, which is always good. I like picking those up, but I don't think anything else here that's terribly new or interesting. So yeah, I'll pick this stuff up, we'll head back to base. This was unexpected. We're about to be invaded, and I think I might just run away. I know that's not probably what you want to see. However, we've got all of this stuff attached to us, so our maneuverability is a little bit limited. Is there a stabilizer wheel there? That might actually help us. There you go, it helped. And let's see what it is. Okay, so it's got shields and bubbles, and I reckon it's going to be really tough. It looks mean. Let's reverse out of here. Yep, we're not fighting that today. We're getting the heck out of here. It's already firing at us. I'm worried. We can leave the rest of those blocks behind. We got the most of the weapons right here. So yeah, we've been invaded. We'll have to go back and fight it, of course, but we need to upgrade this thing first of all. So I think what we'll do is take the fabricator back and maybe do a little bit of experiment, gather some materials, and check out the new crafting recipes, as they have changed from last time when we played. So there'll be new ones to discover, and maybe we can find some stuff that, you know, it's easy to gather some resources and they're useful as opposed to buying them. But I'm not going to put too much time into it. We're just going to do a quick experiment. Do you remember earlier I was talking about at night how much easier it is to find the rocks? Look at this, the colour just like pops right out of them at night time, which is really cool. They sort of light up a little bit. And yeah, it makes them easy to find. So you can see there's a lot going on back over at the base. We'll talk about that in a moment. Just gathering some different materials here so we can do some crafting. Okay, we've got a nice mix of materials here, and let's come back to the base. So I got something interesting to show you. You can see that I've expanded this, spent some of our money. We've still got loads and loads to spare. This thing is also just littered with weapons, and oops, I wasn't supposed to do that, but oh well. Let's drag some of these back here quickly, because I'm probably going to be a little bit short on the plumbite there. There we go. Actually, it took quite a lot of them, didn't it? Let's get all of those back. Yeah, if we go click on this thing and click on blocks, I noticed something here. I think we've got to scroll down to see it. Where is it? The cab. That's what I'm looking for. Look, the cab costs 0. Let's buy another one. I found that a little bit surprising, actually, because now we can grab this thing and click on it and then make it move around. And what we're going to do is attach it to this thing right here. So I left a space. I think I left a space and then filled it up with something. We'll put that on the end there. And now it means that we can select each of these bays as well. So we can click on them like this, we can click on our plane. This is all the sort of stuff we did before. But now that if we add some AI modules to these, they'll also defend themselves as well if any enemies come near here. So this thing is sort of littered with a few different weapons at the moment, which we're going to leave on there. So I'm going to play around with the fabricator now. What we're going to do is drive... Please don't get picked up. There we go. Drive off in this direction. This thing, by the way, looks amazing when it's full of lots of different blocks. So we're going to drop ourselves off here near the fabricator. Now this has got a pad to pick things up, and we're stuck on the ground, by the way, because that thing sticks out at the end. I didn't really think about that too much. But what I want to do is just sit here and play around with some combinations. So I'll probably do something like 2 of the same type each time, because I think this is a 2-slot fabricator. Let's have a look. It is a grade 2 fabricator, but it takes 2 refined or unrefined. We might need to refine these first as well, even. So I'm going to grab a refinery and do that. But yeah, I'm basically just going to try lots of different combinations and see if we find anything interesting. This is almost bizarre. So this thing right here, and I moved it so it's closer to the solar panel because it requires power and stuff, it won't accept plumbite or the carbide in at all, even when it's refined. It will, however, accept this, but it won't accept 2 of them at once. So I've tried it with the red stuff, the blue stuff, the yellow stuff, the plumbite, and the carbide, and nothing will be accepted. So let's take this out, and let's see if it's different if we put like red in first. Will you go in there now? Or you're only going to accept... Okay, so it's only going to accept green, and it's only going to accept 1 of them by the looks of it. It doesn't even matter about order, apparently. That's so bizarre. I don't know what to say. It could be that it's bugged out. You know, this is an alpha game. We've already tried that one, haven't we? Otherwise, I don't know what's going on there, because it doesn't seem to like any of these materials, refined or unrefined. So, I guess, I'm not sure what we're going to do now. It just doesn't like them. How strange. Our delivery cannons are blocked up. I don't know how I did that. I sort of put them on like this, and they just appeared on top and didn't go in the cannon. Some sort of little bug, I guess. Strange stuff. Well, I'm not sure what to say about that. It doesn't seem to work. I probably made some silly mistake that all of you are going to be yelling at me about, so let me know in a comment down below if you know what I did wrong there. But otherwise, I think we've actually made a fair amount of progress this episode. But next one, I know what we're going to be doing. We're going to be aiming for our level 4 license, so it's quite a bit of XP to get up there. So we've got plenty of money to spend. I think what we should do is redesign this tech, build ourselves something a little more powerful, and also build another tech, an early game harvester or something like that. With these new blocks and some new ideas as well, I reckon we could build something really cool. So I've got a plan for the next one. But that's going to be it for this one, because our harvester didn't work. I don't know what's going on there. As always, you know, leave a comment, let me know if you know what's going on with this. But that's it from me this episode. If you have enjoyed it, please do leave a like. It's always appreciated. The support that you give for this series is tremendous. So thank you very much, and I'll catch you in the next episode. Bye bye.